Hello, welcome to the Death Ray Cat channel. Today we're going to look at Spend a Night in the Box, Reverend Horton Heat. I've been working on this with a student. I do one-on-one lessons, by the way. We're going to look at the intro and the main lick and the chord progression of this song. It's doing a 12-bar blues progression in C. I'm just going to show you the progression real quick. I'm going to use part of the verse as an example. So it's pretty much the Chuck Berry style thing. So that's your 12 bars that we're going to be soloing over. The song is just the 12 bars repeated pretty much, changes slightly towards the end. So that's what we're going to be soloing over. It's nice to know what chords we're playing over. So for the intro, we're going to be using a C9, but we're going to play it slightly differently, and this is the first time I've used this shape, and it's a really nice way of playing a C9. So here we go. So we're going to take this shape. It's not too dissimilar from if you were going to play a C shape. It's a little bit of a stretch, this one, but we're going to start with your ring finger on the 8th fret of the D string. Your middle finger's going to go on the 7th fret of the G string. Your first finger's going to go on the 5th fret of the B string. And then your little finger's going on the 8th fret of the E string there. So that's the first chord that we're hearing in that intro. So that shape, once you've got it, we're going to use it again later on. Now the rhythm in that part, we're almost skanking here. So we do that, and then there's a little lead line. We're going to slide up with the little finger to the 11th fret. Now we're going to go to the first finger, which should be around the 8th fret, then to the 10th fret, back to the 8th, then to the 10th fret of the B string, then to the 8th fret, then to the 8th fret of the E, and the 10th fret of the B string. So it's almost like a call and response thing between the chords and the lead part here. So you got the chords, lead part. So yeah, next thing to learn is that little lead part, because that's going to come up again. So we go back to that first chord. We're just doing the up skanks there. There's 3 of them. Then the lead part again. So that chord was the C9. When the progression moves to the F, we're going to play an F9, and we're going to use the same shape. So to find that, it's useful to know the root note is where your little finger is. So that's quite unusual with a lot of chords. There's the F9. Exact same shape as that, but starting on the 13th fret. And we're going to do the same 3 up skanks. Back to the lead part. And then finally, we're going to go back to the C9. So for that first chunk where we're just doing a call and response, it's going to sound a little like this. That's your first chunk. I'd try and learn that first. I'll play it a little slower for you. Cool, that's your first bit. The next part gets a little bit more complicated, so it's almost like learning a solo. When I'm learning solos, I like to break stuff up into manageable chunks. So what I'll do is go through the last part of this part and just put it into little chunks. Straight after the call and response bit, we're going to do kind of Chuck Berry style trick like this. So when we go to the G chord in this progression, we're going to find a G here on the B string, which is on the 8th fret, and we're going to slide up to the G on the 12th fret of the G there. So I'll slow this right down. We're going to play that 4 times. So that's one little chunk. The next chunk, the blues scale in C. We're also going to hit that major third there. So I'll slow that down. We're going from the 11th fret on the G string, and we're going to slide that down to the 10th. I'm going to use the ring finger there. First finger on the 8th fret, then back to the 10th fret, 8th fret again, then 10th fret on your D string, then we're going to come to this major third here, and it's like a double stop, so first finger is flattened, making a little mini bar on the 8th fret, and we're going to do a little hammer on with the second finger on the 9th fret of the G string. Not sure if I can hear a couple of those or just one. It's happening very fast. I think it's 2. That's your next chunk. Try and learn that. And then we're on to the final chunk. Here we're going to follow the minor pentatonic scale. And what we're doing is we're kind of starting off in this first position. We're just using a few of those notes here. 2 of those notes even. So we got the 10th fret on the A, 8th fret on the D. Now to move positions to this other one, there's a nice little move here where we play on the 10th fret, but it's a real quick movement, so that 3rd finger ends up on the 8th fret there. And then there's a little back and forth, so do the slide down, then we go to the 6th fret, 8th fret, 6th fret again, there. Then we're going to go to the 8th fret of the E string, as you see, and then finally there's a little hammer on there from the 6th to the 7th fret. Again, it might be another one of those little fast, I'm not sure. There's your little chunks, and then you've got the job of putting them all together. So I'm going to go from the Chuck Berry part. There you go, we've stitched them all together. It happens really quickly. So that's the intro, but all together it should sound like that. Going to try play it slowly, so. There you go. With the next verse, we're pretty much doing the Chuck Berry chug thing, so like doing that in C and then to the F here, back to C, and then we're doing the G9, well, this kind of this kind of more traditional way of doing it. Back to the C. And the tune is following that progression throughout, but it changes slightly, and then there's a massive solo in the middle as well, but I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, thanks for watching. If you want the tabs, head to the Death Ray Cat Patreon. I've got a backing track there as well, just the drums and bass, if you want to practice that. I've also got exclusive videos and merch, so go check that out. And subscribe, click the bell if you want to see more lessons like this. Thanks for watching, see you later.